Alright, so it's my first time skating in just under 3 months now. My heels finally feel good enough. Brand new skate day. I'm way too excited to film, honestly. These feel weird. They feel like a weird combo of like an anti-rocker. Like I definitely feel a bit limited from the big gap, you know? If you can even see that. Ooh. I'm getting used to it. It's not bad. It's definitely not anti-rocket, especially with the round wheel profile. But anyway, we'll roll around a bit more, get warmed up, and then we'll try some grinds, and hopefully that goes well. Fast. Oh my god, this is making it harder. Maybe I do it off cam. I'm gonna smash this camera, it's been so close. I'm feeling a bit unstable because of the V-cut cuff in these, so we're gonna ride the half pipe. See if I get on my feet. Honestly, I just want to do some grinds. It's been months, so let's just get this warm up done. Definitely don't carve the same. I'm gonna do the little train tracks like anti-rocket. Okay, switch doesn't feel good. That's enough of that. I want to do some grinds. Switch definitely feels sketch though. If there's one thing I've heard about these is that they aren't slow and you need wax. So sorry skaters. The H box feels so weird, man. It's massive. It's such a strange feeling. It feels good though. Feeling really good on these, man. It feels similar to how the M12s felt when I skated them. It feels like me. We'll see though. So they're feeling really good. Definitely different though. This box is weird where for a normal size sole plate, like this massive one, it's really hard to hook on because it's like just too small. The M12 is probably better for it. And a bigger sole plate definitely skates very differently to the small M12 one. It's gonna take some adjusting, but it feels good. There's a different feeling, man. It's like, this plastic feels like hard. It's nice. It's like a really grindy feeling. But it's definitely feeling sticky already, and I coated that thing. Anyway, let's do some groove tricks. That's where I'm gonna die. This is the true test. And I can see here, it's so big, it's gonna feel weird, and you can still get wheel bite, so can still die. Got no 45-degree angle like the Rossies. Gotta relearn Royales. The angle feels good though. Let's see if we can get on first try. so strange. It feels like skinny even though it's not. Like skinny this way. It's probably because of the big sole plate, less of an angle. But wow, that was a nice feeling. It's got me excited. That feels really good, so I can get away with a lot more. Like usually I would stick on those threes out if I'm not on top. I think I'm gonna really like to skate. Let's try some unities and Nugans there. No, that doesn't feel as good. So that usually feels better than the Royales on flat frames. So hopefully I haven't lost that. I don't think I was in a groove there, but it worked. Only one instance of wheel bite, so definitely starting to feel the landing in my heel now, so I've got to probably start calling it. So let's try to get some Nugans, both of them, and maybe chill so I can keep skating. It's just my right heel, even with this massive shock absorber. Oh, these skates are so good. Oh man. I'm not gonna get that. Let's move on. Yeah. So my first impressions of these skates, I love them. For my first session, they feel right. Once again, they feel like a skate for me, even more than the M12s do. They're a much more forgiving skate. This setup is going to be much more forgiving. Like I was noticing on my groove grinds that like I didn't have to land perfect. I had room to adjust. I could like not have my weight right and then bring it back and not get wheel bite and be fine, which is a lot easier. I thought these would feel really big and clunky. That's one of the things that put me off ever getting the Aeons, but putting them on, they don't feel that clunky. They feel small, surprisingly, but they feel wide. They feel like short and wide, which I thought I'd hate, but it's really nice. I'd never had a stage where my sole plate was touching the ground when I turned tight. I didn't feel like I couldn't turn tight, which is something I also really worried about. But that didn't happen at all, so I'm pretty much skating like I would flat, like no adjustment needed at all, but I have a much bigger, nicer, more forgiving sole plate. The big sole plate makes Royales easier as well because the groove, the angle you got to be in is so much less, which makes all groove tricks better. And since it's such a like low center of gravity boot, like that groove is just going to be so nice. I'm going to be like much more confident in my groove tricks because ever since changing to flat, I have had this fear of all groove tricks except for Royales. All of them, I just can't get over it, and hopefully this will bring me past that. Especially front Nugens. I keep saying this, but man, I miss front Nugens. I just can't get myself to put my weight in the right place now. But these feel very, very safe on them. Like, I did have the wheel touch, but it was much safer feeling. Like, there's so much more room for error. I don't have to land perfectly in it, and I got room to adjust. It's going to be much better. I think I'm going to really, really, really like these. Fit wise, there's no pressure points. When I was just wearing them around before I was healed enough to skate, there's definitely some pressure points in them that felt really tight, but actually skating them, there's absolutely no problems with them. They're totally fine. Definitely a lot more room in there than in the M12. Although off camera, when I was just mucking around in the half pipe doing some stalls, on top sides I was noticing that the cuff really stabbed into my ankle here. I'm hoping that's just because my feet aren't used to it at the moment, but on this side, sorry. But yeah, that could be an issue. So the handling on these definitely isn't the same as skating a normal flat frame. This groove is just like too big for that. They're definitely closer to an anti-rocker feeling, but not so bad that it feels like anti-rocker. I think they're the perfect middle ground. I definitely don't have the same dartiness that I have with the Solas. It's like so much fun, but it's not super train tracky. Like, I don't have to like pick my feet up the turn. I can still swerve around, and it still feels like flat. I'm not scraping on like transitions and stuff, which I thought I would be as well. They're really good. I think USD's done such a good job. This is like the perfect size groove, I think. Any bigger, it'd be ruined. Any smaller, it'd just be a bad flat frame. The only things that I miss from Rocies that this don't have is, one, the memory buckle. Nothing beats the memory buckle, man. And two, just the build quality of a Rocies. No other company has it like that. Like, this is very nitpicky, but on these, when I got them, they have a sticker saying they were quality checked. But there was a hunk of plastic sticking out of the cuff. You know, there's a hunk of plastic sticking out of some of the eyelids, like off-cut pieces. And the eyelids, as soon as I took the laces out, chipped straight away. Not like I was being rough. They just came off instantly, which is so ugly. And that should never happen, right? That has never happened to me with the Rocies. I really prefer the Rocies eyelids. They don't chip like every other skate does. But anyway, other than that, skating wise, which is probably the more important part, these feel amazing, and from my first impressions I definitely recommend these, especially because this is a cheap skate. I don't think I'm going to end up using these hooks because I don't really understand how you can, and I didn't miss them, so I think we'll be fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed skating them. I can't wait to skate them again. Honestly, I want to go out now, but my heels won't let me. I'll take this to some more spots and try to film some edits in them and hopefully get a better feel of how they are in the future. So if you want to see that, you should subscribe. And as always, I want to give a huge thanks to James as well as the rest of my patrons and members. These guys are absolutely amazing. And I also want to give a huge thank you to you for watching, and I'll see you all later on. Peace out.